This is the Dallas Morning News.
Eat, Drink, DFW from the Dallas Morning News is made possible by Central Market.
Hello, and welcome to Eat, Drink, DFW, the podcast from the Dallas Morning News food team. Each week, we take a look at food and drink trends in North Texas, talk about restaurants in Dallas-Fort Worth, learn some new recipes, and sometimes even get tips from you, our listeners. I'm Anna Butler, the food editor at the Dallas Morning News. There's a new Top Chef restaurant in DFW and a spot that's going to let you pour your own beer. Later, we're getting into how to find food discounts when you're dining out. That's all coming up right after this.
Central Market is really into food, like fish flown in so fresh it still has jet lag into food. Our sourdough starter has been around since grunge was a thing into food. We're talking more prime cuts than a greatest hits album into food. Central Market is really into food. If you are too, then we're the HQ for you, whether you're a make every recipe in the cookbook foodie or a my favorite recipe is reheat type who just digs the delectable. No place makes every day more delicious like Central Market. Really into food. Shop now at centralmarket.com.
For the latest food and restaurant news in Dallas-Fort Worth, visit dallasnews.com/food. Also, we'd love to hear from you, so email us at eatdrink@dallasnews.com. Today, I'm joined by Sarah Blaskovich, Claire Baller, and Imelda Garcia. Let's start with 2 cocktail bars. What do you have, Sarah?
Well, if anybody is doing dry January, it's time to close your ears because we have 2 new cocktail bars opening in Dallas proper. There's Ritual and 1519 Main. We'll start with 1519 Main because I've already told you where it is. This is an address in downtown Dallas. It, over its many decades in downtown Dallas, has been a bunch of stuff, including a bank that was once robbed, which is very punk rock for a cocktail bar, I think.
Was it Bonnie and Clyde?
No, it was in the 90s.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. I think bank robberies were less sexy then, but I'm not sure. If anybody's listening, don't rob a bank. But there seemed to be a cooler era for bank robberies than the 90s, if you ask me. At 1519 Main, it is evenings only. They're doing Prohibition era cocktails, including one called Bathtub Gin. The vibe in there is exposed brick and dark leather, dark lights. It just seems like a cool place if you find yourself in the central business district to go grab a drink. The other cocktail bar I want to mention is called Ritual. This is near Ross Avenue and Hall. We remember it as Alice Dallas, which was kind of a clubby cool restaurant and bar with Asian fusion food. Previous to that, it was a restaurant called Joyce and Gigi's. So this cute little storefront is now Ritual. It is billed as a female-friendly bar in its design. The guys behind it have worked at tons of bars around town. So these 3 have worked at Standard Pour, Black Swan Saloon, Hendy's on Henderson, Columbian Country Club, Komodo, Green Light Social, and more. From the name of those bars, you should think that there's going to be a light club atmosphere here at Ritual.
And not a day spa atmosphere, because that's what the name would have told me if I saw it and didn't know this context.
Fair. Yes, you're not going for a Swedish massage. You are going for a cocktail.
So one other bit of news that we have is that American Airlines has partnered with Pecan Lodge to serve barbecue on some of its flights.
Wow.
Super interesting. So this will only be available on flights from DFW to LaGuardia and JFK in New York.
The country is going to hate us, you know?
I know. And do they promise that the whole plane is going to smell like brisket?
You would think, right? So what they're offering is a barbecue plate that comes with brisket burnt ends and sides. And you have to pre-order it, is one caveat.
Oh, okay.
So on the app or on the website. The other caveat is kind of a big one. You have to be flying first class.
Oh man, that's never me.
So to anyone listening, if you will be flying American in the next few months and you will be flying in first class or you get bumped up to an upgrade, keep in mind that you can have your meal be Pecan Lodge if you so choose. They will start this on February 11th and it will go through April 7th. And sometime in March, they will also bring on another menu offering from Pecan Lodge, which is a chopped brisket sandwich that will come with green beans and potato salad. And that will be for lunch. So like I said, if you're going to be flying American first class, you can get barbecue. If you won't, you can just be like the rest of us and just bring it on yourself. One thing to note, the meats will all be prepared and smoked at Pecan Lodge, but the rest of the food will be prepped in American Airlines Test Kitchen.
Wait, that's cool that they're actually smoking the barbecue in Deep Ellum.
Yeah.
I'm into that. Now, anybody listening, if you would like to help me fly first class, I don't know if I've ever flown first class.
I have not. But, is there anyone out there who would be like, barbecue would be...
Like, is this the change that they need to see in the world?
Yeah, to spend like $3,000 more.
I don't know if a plate of barbecue is worth the upcharge between coach and first class, but if money is no object, perhaps it should be.
But imagine the torture if you are in economy and you are, the smelling is like,
smell.
No. That's torture for me.
But you know what? I'd rather smell Texas barbecue than probably the other, the other airplane food smells that you could get. I mean, Texas barbecue, I think is pretty welcome smell.
It is, yes.
We have more American Airlines news in the way that we're talking about the American Airlines Center and a restaurant close to it from Sarah.
Look at that transition, you guys. Anna, you are such a podcast professional. Yes, the American Airlines Center, home to the Dallas Mavericks and the Dallas Stars, has a new restaurant right at that front corner at the beginning of the plaza. Urban Italia is the name of this Italian restaurant. The restaurateurs behind it own Scrounge, the upscale Indian restaurant, and they took over this space that was formerly WFAA's TV studio. So used to be for something like 15 years, if you were walking by the AAC, going into and out of a game, you could see somebody like Pete Delkus delivering the evening weather report. WFAA moved out a couple of years ago. It was never intended to be a restaurant on that corner. And the Scrounge restaurateurs took it over and then had to spend a couple of years and a whole bunch of money to install a kitchen and turn this into a very high-ceilinged restaurant. What we find now there is Urban Italia, a pretty straightforward Italian-American restaurant. Its chef is Brazilian Italian, and her name is Carla Pellegrino, and she comes with her own set of followers. She was on Top Chef Seattle, which was season 10. My fun anecdote about Carla is that she is a tiny person and self-described quite loud. So they actually installed speakers in the kitchen so that you wouldn't hear her in the kitchen while people were dining on pasta and pizza and other things in the dining room. But she's a really fun interview, a really fiery, interesting person. And she seems really excited about this debut. And, I believe that before or after a game, a seat at their indoor-outdoor bar might be one of the best places in Victory Park to kind of start your evening.
Maybe that'll bring some people back after the Luka trade.
Oh.
It still hurts.
Okay, Imelda, I do think that you might have one of the most fun restaurants that's coming up, and you can pour your own beer here.
Yes, imagine this. Okay, you are asleep, right? And you are dreaming that you are going into a restaurant and you open the door and the wall, it's full of taps. And each tap, it's a beer or wine or a cocktail. But guys, you are not dreaming, Your dream is coming true this spring. Because in McKinney, there's going to be this restaurant, Oak and Stone, and they are going to open in spring. And the best surprise that they have for DFW is that tap wall with 50 different choice of beverages. So it's going to be crazy, I think.
So you take your cup up there and you serve yourself whatever beer or wine you want.
That's right. You check in, you receive a card. With that card, you have the right to go to each and every tap that you want.
Are there any monsters out there who are going to put more than one beer in the same? Are you thinking about,
of course,
if the child version of this is like going to the Coke thing and doing all the...
It's called The Graveyard, and it was a Chuck E. Cheese special.
Oh gosh, I just want to tell the adults who want to do that, maybe don't do that.
Yeah, you go down the line, put a little bit of everything in it.
And it's terrible. It sounds
it's terrible.
The name for that was a lot darker when I was growing up.
In my Mormon enclave, it was called The Graveyard.
Well, this is going to be the adult graveyard.
Yes.
So it's going to be fun.
Well, and the percentage of people who will actually do that, I think, is almost minuscule. I'm happy for the adults who just choose one great beer and put it in their pint glass.
Yeah.
Imelda, to clarify, we're not just talking beer. We're not just talking wine even. We're talking also cocktails on tap.
Yeah, that's what they say. They're going to have beers, wines, cocktails, even bourbon, whiskey. So they're going to have a lot of options.
One thing we hear a lot of talk about right now is that restaurants and bars have to figure out a way to differentiate themselves as people are becoming even more discerning with their dollar. And so I'm not surprised to see this. And I think we'll probably see more of this kind of thing, of this even more experiential bar experience. We see that often in the food space where you have this really experiential dining, but not as much when it comes to beverages. And so I think this is a cool concept, and I do wonder if we'll start to see more of it.
Is it cheaper for any reason to pour your own beer?
That will be a good question that I don't have the answer for.
Because this is my thing. I go to a place so someone does this stuff for me, and I feel like that surcharge is built into it. So if it's not cheaper, I wonder if I'll go in the same way I get mad when people don't cut my Caesar salad for me. This is the whole reason we're here. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Also a wedge salad. Can we talk about a wedge salad for a second? Who wants a quarter of a head of lettuce that's not been cut? I don't understand it.
I will raise my hand as someone who does.
Why?
I'm okay with that.
The next 4 minutes are spent sawing at it while your dining companions are eating, they're enjoying. You're just over there cutting.
I am pro being able to choose how big my salad pieces are. Sometimes you go to a restaurant and you get salad bites that are too big and you're not equipped with the tools you need to really effectively make them smaller.
But that's just a bad salad. Like that's
Correct.
my thing is the worst salad you can get is a salad that has not been cut enough and that you have to saw yourself. But a wedge, to me, I love iceberg. There's just the ratio is always wrong on a wedge. I need more
true.
dressing.
Yes.
Talking about salads, we have to talk about something that is actually very personally sad to me, and that's that Salad and Go is no more for us here in Texas.
It closed on Sunday, and Imelda has more of the details.
Yeah, so we are out of Salad and Go, and that's bad news because, as you know, they sell these affordable salads. And now they close all locations in Texas and Oklahoma, and they are focusing in Arizona and Nevada. They say the brand grew a lot because of that flawed business plan. And that's interesting because they are like taking steps back to regroup, so to speak.
What they're saying is that they grew on the grounds that they had really affordable salads, but that it wasn't actually a sustainable business model.
That's correct. And now they are shrinking to try to get back to business to other states.
They're even moving their headquarters back to Arizona. So they'd moved it to Coppell when they announced this big expansion into North Texas and Oklahoma. And then I think hoping to go into further states after that and then are reeling it in. The Dallas facility will also close where they were assembling all of those salads. So it's to the tune of a couple hundred employees that will be losing their jobs.
I was surprised about this because Claire, you reported on this first last year that Salad and Go was closing some of its restaurants, including some in DFW. And that was a bummer because I think most of us had gotten one of these drive-through salads for, call it $7 and thought that that was a great price. I also think they tasted good. They looked good. You know, that was a good, healthy lunch. And then Imelda, you followed up with a whole other series of stories that said, you know, not only did they reel back, but now they're all gone. And I got to say, I did not see that second part coming. You know, usually a company that's not doing well that, you know, decides to make a big change doesn't then shut it all down a couple of months later. They usually try to ride out the diminished number of stores thinking that that first phase was going to be enough for a while.
I think this tracks with what we're seeing on a smaller scale at smaller restaurants also, is that we are seeing places not try to hang on quite as long as they used to. When things start getting really difficult now, we're seeing restaurant businesses pull the plug a lot sooner than they were. And from my understanding, it's because balance sheets just aren't what they once were. And people don't really have the cash reserves to be able to try something new, let it sit for a while and see if it works.
I would say too, it's rarer in restaurants for there to be the 1-2 punch. You usually close them all at once if something's not working in a certain state or a certain metro area. It's actually not uncommon though in retail. So sometimes you'll see a waterfall of Macy's closing, or we saw that over the years, JCPenney's and things like that. And they'll do phased ones and really evaluate things. And so it's funny to me because it actually feels like a truer business model footprint than the way that food has kind of operated on a siloed little island for a long time too.
It's a hard closure for me and for a lot of people right now, because this is a time when people are looking for more affordable food. And salads are one of those things that are actually really hard to find at an affordable price point.
Yeah.
So with the absence of Salad and Go, I can't really think of a place now that people will be able to go to get a salad that feels like you are actually getting a deal and not just kind of, you know, shelling out the 15 to 20 some bucks that you expect to.
We've been talking about affordability a lot, but so have our readers and people who email into us. And we actually have a great list from one of our readers named Keith, who provided some interesting ways to get discounts.
Yes. I emailed back and forth with Keith because I was inspired by his ideas of how he was going to continue to dine in restaurants in DFW, but do so a little more carefully. This feels like how I think the rest of us are looking at 2026, I hope. I don't want to cancel my dinner reservations. I just need to know that I can afford to go to all those dinners. And so let me read what Keith says because he provides pointers of all kinds that I think many of us could use. So Keith said, we live in Las Colinas and dine out way more than we should, but I'm a bargain hunter and always looking for good deals. So here are some of his tricks. He'll travel anywhere for a deal, which I think is key. At lunchtime, he looks for deals through apps and has a goal of spending $6 or less at lunch.
Wow.
What? Keith, you are an inspiration. Whataburger offers a free entree if you buy a medium fry and drink. He also takes advantage of Jersey Mike's double point days to get a free sandwich in half the time it normally takes. I think that is a cool tip.
Yep.
He gets $25 off at Fogo de Chao for his birthday, quote, or sometimes just because. Keith goes on, Tupelo Honey just sent me a buy one, get one free entree deal. Benihana also gives me $30 off when I spend $30 for my birthday, which a Benihana is not hard to do anyway. He said, I periodically get coupons from Simply Fondue for BOGO 4-course dinners. I have friends who act like it's a badge of honor to pay full price, but I have no issue using coupons or taking advantage of deals. His other trick is to look for gift card deals. A lot of places are cutting back on bonuses, but he bought a $50 gift card at Snappy Salads and got 2 $10 bonus cards during a Black Friday promotion. Now, I know it's not Black Friday yet, you guys. I know that is more than halfway around the year. But when we get to the end of the year, if you want to load up on those gift card promotions, you can then use those bucks, as Keith is, through January, February, March, when he's trying to save money in the new year. He names a couple more chains: Landry's, Grimaldi's, Panda Express, Buca di Beppo, and others that offer good deals in 2025. Quote, like I tell my wife, I have no problem spending money when it's for a good experience, but if you can get a good experience and save money, it's a win-win.
And I'll underscore what Keith said, because there's a way to do this with more local restaurants. He did list a few that are locally headquartered here. So Fogo de Chao is one of those, and also Snappy Salads. But the Black Friday deals apply to a lot of local restaurants. But I can tell you a way to get local gift cards now to Velvet Taco. Go to Costco. It's $80 for $100 worth of gift cards. So you're saving $5 for each $25 gift card that you have.
Do they do that a lot at Costco? Is this a thing?
Sure. You can do it on Dallas-based Topgolf as well, which is exciting.
Oh, I mean, I'm a huge Costco shopper, and there are so many food items there that my family can't live without, or things that go in the kids' lunches that are simply must-haves, and we go probably once every 2 weeks. I do not usually spend time in the gift card area.
I would recommend it just to see if there's something that strikes your fancy. We've talked about happy hours before, by the way, but it's just a reminder that it's a great way to also save money in terms of discounts. I recently discovered one, which is that Uchiba in Uptown Dallas has an omakase happy hour. It's $90 for 2 people, so $45 a head.
Wow.
It's 8 courses, and it's a lot of fun. We left full, which I can't always say that happens at some restaurants. So it's a little bougier in terms of price, but I would recommend that one.
I think Julie has something to say.
You guys know how I've been doing happy hour stuff with my girlfriends, our little empty nest thing. We found a great one, Mia, right off of Garland Road. Great happy hour. It starts at 3. It's from 3 to 6. And they have a wonderful $5 menu. So $5 for a bunch of different cocktails, but they've got lots of food specials as well. So you'll get a big bowl of fried rice or crab rangoon or noodles, and it's enough to fill a lot of people. So what I ended up doing with my girlfriends, we just kept ordering those and the drinks, and we got one meal to split, and there was so much left over. I took it home and ate it for lunch the next day. So Mia, and 3 to 6 p.m. for a happy hour. That's awesome.
You know, we're seeing chains start to ramp up on their value strategies, which is something that we were expecting to see, and it's really starting to play out in January. So in our inbox so far this month has been Mod Pizza, which is offering free kids meals through January 25th. There's a handful of locations around DFW. Torchy's just reached out saying that they are doing a $20 meal for 2 people that comes with 6 tacos, rice, beans, 2 drinks, and they're doing that for the month of January.
$20 total for 2 people.
For 2 people.
As in $10 per person.
That's right.
Okay.
And then Golden Chick is doing a $6 meal through February 8th.
Somebody tell Keith.
I know, it meets his criteria.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to be seeing more of these. And so if you're someone who's really looking for a way to save money, there are places where you can get pretty good bang for your buck like these.
Don't forget about Taco Tuesdays. There are always good deals with tacos. Las Lomas Mexican Restaurant in Richardson, they have 99 cents crispy fried tacos on Tuesdays.
Wow.
And El Reino Taqueria on Lombardi Avenue, do you remember that guy with the biggest burger in town?
Yes.
Well, that guy has trompo tacos for $1 on Tuesdays. So, Keith, you have to go and eat some tacos, man.
I also made a list of 18 discounts, most of them from locally owned restaurants, in my monthly hot list. So every month, on the first of the month, I release a hot list that is just basically a list of the places that we think are interesting to visit that month. But January specifically was about deals and discounts, mostly at locally owned spots. So go to dallasnews.com/food and look for the hot list.
And we want to know your favorite ways to find savings. So email us at eatdrink@dallasnews.com with your favorite discounts in DFW. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're getting into your 2026 food goals.
Central Market is really into food. Like when we say cheese, it's in 12 languages into food. Butchers, bakers, and sushi roll makers into food. We're talking so obsessive about quality you can shop blindfolded into food. Central Market is really into food. If you are too, then let us turn your shopping list into a treasure map. Get inspired, get adventurous, or just get a chef-made dinner when you've got more taste buds than time. No place makes every meal more amazing like Central Market. Really into food. Shop now at centralmarket.com.
Welcome back. In just a minute, we're going to get into 2026 food goals, but first, a quick reminder to follow our podcast so you never miss an episode. And if you hear something you like, please tell your friends about it. In fact, tell them about all the great money-saving ideas we have in this episode. Everyone should know about those. Okay, Sarah, you asked readers about their 2026 food goals. What did they have to say?
I appreciate a small and attainable goal. So we'll start here with Dallas Morning News reader Teresa. She has the simple but important goal of logging her steps and water intake, something we could probably all work on. My main goal, she said, quote, is to increase to 68 ounces of water a day.
Connie, who lives in Fairview, said that she plans to keep a Tupperware full of interesting salad ingredients so that she can easily make a salad instead of grabbing something quicker and probably likely not quite as healthy. Connie said she was a private chef in Dallas for more than 20 years. And so, Connie, if you're listening, we would love your recipes.
Doug Davis, who lives in East Dallas, plans to try one new recipe a week at home and dine at 12 new to us restaurants.
And then one reader who is 83 years old basically said her goal this year is to keep living. And as someone who has a birthday this weekend, Carol, same.
Yeah. So as we think about 2026, y'all, what are your food goals?
So one of my food goals is like Doug, where we want to have a list of restaurants to go to and try. Some of them new to us. Some of them are just ones that we talk about a lot and haven't been to recently. We're jotting them down. We're hoping to get to 52, and we're not sure if we're going to make it happen for every week of the year, but it feels like a good place to start so we don't just keep going back to the same places, even though that's hard because I love going back to the same places too. Our second one is that we want to become a regular at a restaurant, and so these two goals conflict.
Yes.
Because we cannot go out to eat every single night of the week. And we also want to become regulars at restaurants that we probably conceivably shouldn't go to every night of the week because the entrees are like $30 and up. So unless we win the lottery, we're pretty sure we're going to become regulars at Topgolf, where we are members and we get a free appetizer every single time we go.
Let's regularly reference Topgolf as a restaurant on this podcast. That's hysterical.
They have so much food.
Yeah, and so much fun. So, yeah.
So I have two goals this year. One is to get back to making fresh pasta, which is something I did all the time before having kids. And I don't think I have done it once since having children. So my goal is to get back to that. Even if I only do it twice this year, that would be more than I've done it. So that's one of my goals. The other is to have more dinner parties. And maybe I do two birds with one stone now that I'm thinking about it, and just do fresh pasta dinner parties.
Heck yes.
There we go.
If you're going to make pasta, you're going to make a lot, I would think.
It's true.
And you might as well share it with the people you love the most.
It's true. There we go. I guess I have one goal: pasta dinner parties.
It's phenomenal, Claire. My goal is less lofty, but I think attainable. I want always available salad ingredients and always available homemade dressing in the fridge at all times. One thing that happens to me is when I get busy, I don't eat. And then I get hangry and I reach for the very first thing that's available, which is usually unhealthy and sometimes Taco Bell. And I've declared my love for Taco Bell. I think that a bean burrito is full of protein. It's also full of some other things. But I want eating healthily and delicious to be easy. And I'm not a meal prepper, as we've discussed. I think that would be phenomenal. And so instead, right now I'm working on this salad that is roasted chickpeas, roasted shaved Brussels sprouts, roasted sweet potatoes, and then some sunflower seeds or some craisins, certainly some lettuce, but also that works without greens if you don't have them. I roasted those things the last 2 weeks and then just found ways to eat them as a side for some meals, as a main. And then I made like a homemade tahini dressing with some olive oil and lemon and Parmesan cheese, everything pulverized in my little blender. And those things went together really nicely. And also I found a way to eat that tahini dressing separately too. So I want to change the ingredients and change the dressing when I get tired of it, but I want those things to be in the fridge at all times and try to scale back on the reaching for the candy bar, protein bar, breakfast burrito.
Imelda, what about you?
I have 2 goals this year. The first one is stop lying.
What?
Because you know what? When me and somebody else go to a restaurant, always I was like, yeah, let's ask for dessert to share. You know I'm lying. I'm gonna have most of it. So I'm gonna stop lying this year.
Does that mean that the other person has to get their own gosh darn dessert?
That's right. And the other one is, we are in a city where we have a lot of different kinds of tacos. So I want to try a different taco every week until my body becomes 70% tortilla and 30% salsa. Yes. I need salsa flowing through my veins, you know? That's when I'm going to stop.
Oh, there's nothing the rest of us want more than Imelda to be full of tortillas and salsa.
Yes, that's right. So
I love that.
Let's do it together.
And that's all the time we have for today. Make sure to visit dallasnews.com/food for all the latest food news. And we'd love to hear from you. Email us at eatdrink@dallasnews.com. Special thanks to our producer, Julie Fisk. For the news, I'm Anna Butler. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Eat, Drink, DFW from the Dallas Morning News is made possible by Central Market.